Hey friends, welcome back to Watavue Mountain. You guessed it. Yeah, buddy, we're at the mountain today. We're still making good progress. So while we're waiting on the panels for the shower to come in, which I'll explain that once they come in and we install it, we're going to go ahead today and we're going to try to get this sink installed. So Shawn found a corner antique porcelain sink. And we had to have it refinished. So we've been waiting probably 2 or 3 months for it to get refinished because it was beat up. I'll try to find the old picture. We'll take a new picture and you'll see it once we start to install it. But we're going to install it right here. We went ahead and put these little boards in here because that's what it's going to hang on, which will make sense in a little bit. But that's the plan today. So if you're interested in how to hang a sink on the wall, without a pedestal underneath or without a countertop, then this is the video for you. So thanks for coming. Thanks for checking us out. As always, we're absolutely blessed to be here, to have you along with us, and to be able to work on this project. Again, it's taken us a long time, but we go on vacation, we do what we want to do. So thanks for checking us out. Of course, if you like what we're doing, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the little bell icon. But enough of me jabbering. Let's get to busy. Alright, so this is the sink. Like I said, it's cast iron. We got it reglazed. Took a couple months. It looks fantastic, and hopefully I've already thrown those pictures in there. And it's going to fit right in this corner, which you'll be able to see better once we switch to the GoPro how this is going to work out. But what we're going to do is Shawn and I are going to switch places. She's going to hold the sink. I'm going to come underneath and mark where these little tabs are right here. And then I'm going to drill that out so these can sit down inside of it. And then it's literally just going to hang here on the wall. And it's so heavy that it'll hold itself in place. We don't have to worry about it coming up. So we could come back and then make some metal tabs that you could use to hang on that. And we'll see how it feels after we do this. And maybe that might be the move. But this will definitely work as a temporary solution. So let's Shawn and I switch places, and then we'll switch over to the GoPro. You got it? You can just put your leg under there for now, too. Quick change of plans. So these boards we had on there are ripped down 2x4s because I wanted the thing to be flush up to the wall. It's not going to work. They're too thin. So you can see, like, you can't see it from there, but anyhow, just trust me, they're too thin. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to take these 2x4s and I'm not going to mount them yet. I'm going to cut them down to the length, this length, about 14 and a half, 15 inches, and then I'm going to fit them onto the sink first. Then while Shawn's holding the sink, I'll come underneath, I'll put these in place, and then we'll screw them onto these other 2x4s. It'll make sense, as it always does, here in just a minute. So let me go rip down another 2x4 this length, and then I'll show you what we're talking about. I got these two 2x4s cut out. I dry fit these into the wall because this wall that comes is going to support the door, and half the sink is not completely square with the other wall between the bedroom and the bathroom. There's, I don't know, a half-inch gap, quarter-inch overlap. So these can't fit flush with each other. So what I did is I made a mark to show where this one and this one have to come together. So I need to hold them there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come on this side where you're not going to be able to see. And I'm going to mark where these go once it's on the wall, right? So then, in theory, I can cut these out just like we did the other ones. Let's see how my marks look. Right, so I'll cut those out. That looks terrible. Looks like a kindergartner did it. Okay, so that straight line, I'll cut this out, I'll cut that out, and then once we get ready to install it, Shawn will hold the sink, and then I'll come underneath and I'll install these so that it just sits right on the sink, if that makes sense. But let me cut these out, and then we'll see if we can set up the camera so you can actually see it all while we're doing it. So I got these little divots cut out for the for the feet of this. And as you see, it fits perfect, just like we had planned. The only issue we're going to run into, though, is if I leave these boards full boards, when this comes out the back, it's going to be a super tight fit right there, and I don't know if our water connections are going to make it. So what I'm going to do is we're going to install these boards onto the wall, get them level. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to cut this section out of this board and this section out of that board, so we still have room for the water to connect. But then we also have these blocks that are going to be holding the sink in place, because I can't screw these boards into place while we're setting the sink on top, right? Because I'd have to be screwing from this side, and there's no way we're going to be able to do that. So let me get these boards drilled on the wall, and let's see what we're going to do. Okay, dry fit number 27.
These are in.
Those are in. These are in. So you see it fits nice and flush. What we discovered with our dry fit, though, is because these aren't clamping in, it's rocking forward. So you see, I don't know if you can appreciate that from there, but it rocks forward. So we're going to end up having to put 2 feet at the front here. So probably just a couple 2x4s to help hold this up, and we'll come back and cover it with a curtain or something. But we got all that done. So, and I think we'll have space back here. It feels good just sticking my finger there that we should have enough space to go ahead and install the faucet. So I'm going to take this off. We'll get the faucet installed, then we'll hang it back up again.
Hopefully have water tonight.
Hopefully have water, so we can wash our hands and our face tonight in a sink instead of just pouring bottles of water over your head. So we got this fancy schmancy little faucet off of, you guessed it, good old Amazon. And we had to jerry rig a couple pieces, but this is a, I don't even know the brand. I can't tell you the brand, but it's
nothing on top of the box.
Support email. Sago. S-O-A-A-G-O. I think it was like 60 bucks. But because it's so short, the throw in here is so short, we wanted a shorter faucet. So once we get this installed, you'll see it's still going to come out pretty close to this edge, but we didn't like the old nubby, short, stubby one, so this is what we went with. So that's that. So we got to get this thing put together. So of course, as always, we're going to use some plumber's tape. We're going this way, right, righty-tighty. So I want to make sure that my tape goes the same direction, so that when we tighten this in there, it's going to tighten with it, not loosen it. So about 3 rounds of that. Just drop the washer, which I don't even know if it's the right washer, but get that tape out of the end. Washer. And then I'm going to be real careful here because I don't want to damage any of these threads, because we're going to have to thread onto the back side of this too. So just a pair of pliers, hand tight. I like it, that bad boy's not coming off. 1 down, 1 to go. If I can get it off. There we go. Let's see, righty-tighty. So go. No, I always do this backwards. There we go. As I tighten it, it gets tighter. Oh wait, did I do that wrong? I did that wrong. See, I just did it wrong. Told you I was going to do it wrong. Or did I do it right? I don't know. Leave your comments. Let me know. Oh my gosh. It doesn't help that I'm sweating like crazy. This stuff is sticking to me like there's no tomorrow. There we go. Now I got it right. Feeling good about that one. We got our washers in there. Same thing. Righty tighty. Grab my pliers. There you go. All right, now these have these little covers, nice looking little covers that pop on here, and then these are going to come out the back. The only thing I didn't like about this kit was it's a wall mounted kit, so it's for a wall mount, not for an actual sink. So these washers were not included. So of course I went back to Amazon, went and found them, 1/2 inch, and we're going to put those bad boys on there too. So let's one at a time slide that through. It's got a washer too. And then I'm just gonna hand tighten that one for just a second while I get the other one. And I think these were like $4 or something. They were super cheap. So another washer just to stop that. There you go. And then we'll tighten those. With the pipe wrench. I'm not going to get them super tight right now though, because I still have to get the faucet lined up. So just enough they're not going to be too floppy. Move around too much. There you go. All right, now let's hang this back in place. Everybody's in their home. We got plenty of space back here. Yep, that'll work. And then we'll be able to hook our water up. Go underneath and show them, baby, underneath. Looking up this way. So see, now we'll have space right here for our water line to come in. All right, so we got the water lines hooked up on the back. And now we're gonna get the faucets, the actual spigots, installed on the front. And then it'll kind of make sense here, kind of how this thing moves and what I was talking about earlier. Because these, well, don't lose your washers. Put your rubber washers in there. That's a pretty good guess on my part, wasn't it? So these turn, is what I was getting at. See how this turns a little bit? That's why I didn't want to get that super tight earlier, because I knew I was going to have to adjust that so that these would match up with each other and we could screw them on. Now this, I'm going to go real gentle because I don't want to mess up our little patina there. But I want to make sure it's tight enough that we're not going to spring a leak. So you got to kind of find that happy ground there. Take your time. Don't be beating it up like I'm doing. Okay, then I'll come back and I'll trim off this excess tape here in a little bit. One nice little snug to make sure we're good to go. All right, get these washers out of here. There you go. And now you can kind of appreciate how far out that still sticks. I mean, that's pretty far out there. And that's the shortest faucet we could get. So thankfully it goes to the side, so we can, you know, do whatever. But it sticks out a lot further than we thought it was going to. I'm not sure if I'm in love with that or not, but it'll get the job done, I think. So let's I didn't even mention the drain, but standard Home Depot drain that matched our thing here. So I'll just make sure that's good and tight. And then I'm not gonna show you hooking up the drain right now because I just don't feel like messing with it, to be honest with you. So I'll just put this bucket that I'm sitting on underneath here to catch the water. So let me go turn the water on. Let's see what we got. Okay, moment of truth. Let's see what happens.
Oh.
Ooh, we got running water.
Yay. And the stopper works?
Yep. Temporary drain.
Yeah.
I still have work to do outside. That's why we hadn't hooked that up yet. There you go. We got water. So there you go, friends. Easy breezy. I mean, it took a little figuring with this to get the gaps right. Like I mentioned previously, they make those little metal clips, which would have been a whole lot easier, and we could have just screwed them in place. And they hold the thing in place, but we threw a 2x4 underneath there for now just to hold it in place while we're here this weekend, and then I'll figure out something and we can frame it up a little so we have some shelving under there as well. So so that's it. It was pretty straightforward. The hardest part was the Rubik's cubing of the slats to hold it in place, and then like I said, this little faucet, like I said, I think it was 60 bucks. Is that right? 60 bucks on Amazon. And it's meant to be a wall sink, but you can do it just like we did here. And then you can also get some 90-degree elbows to come out the back and go straight down if you think that's something you need as well. Ours worked the way it was, so we don't have to go spend that extra money on those. And I think those were like $5 a piece. But if you need them, get them. So there you go. So now we literally legit have running water. We've had running water, we just had no sink. All we had was the toilet. And I'm not washing my face in the toilet, no matter how clean it is. So now we can wash our face, brush our teeth, baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. We're super excited that we have some water, and there you go. So thanks for coming. Thanks for joining us. As always, if you enjoy what we're doing here at the Mountain, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon. We're absolutely blessed. God is good. He's good to us all the time. And as evidenced by we're still here, we're still married, we mostly get along, and we're able to get these projects done. So enough of me jabbering. Y'all have a blessed day. Be safe. God bless. Nope.
See you next time.
Don't forget to look up this way. Somewhere in between Shawn and I, we're going to post another video. I'll let YouTube pick it because they know what you like better than what we know what you like. So click on that and watch that video too. Help support the channel. Now, enough of me jabbering. Until next time, y'all be safe and God bless.